Chapter 35 Kach Devayani. The young wife asked Sri Guru, "What is our future? How should I live thereafter? Please favor me with a mantra." Sri Guru said, "A wife should serve her husband devotedly. She needs no other advice or mantra. If a mantra is given to a woman, some calamity falls. This is evident from the tale of Kach Devayani. In olden days, the gods and demons were often at war. Shukracharya, the guru of demons, would recite Mahamrityunjay mantra in the dead demons, and the dead demons would be made alive. Therefore, it was rather difficult for the gods to win the war. Indra, the king of gods, went to Sri Shankar and told him this fact. Sri Shankar was very angry and he asked to call Shukra. Nandi, the Shiva's bull, went to Shukra, who was in meditation at the time. Nandi therefore held him in his mouth and brought him to Shankar. Shankar at once devoured him. After some days, Shukra came out of the body of Sri Shankar. He again started reciting Mahamrityunjay mantra and brought the demons to life. Indra told Brihaspati, the guru of gods, about the Amrit Sanjeevani mantra of Shukracharya and said, "The guru of the demons makes them alive with the help of this mantra. You being the guru of gods, why should you not protect the gods?" Brihaspati said, "If Sanjeevani mantra is heard by 6 years, it will lose its importance. So it would be better to send someone as a pupil to learn the mantra from Shukracharya. Let my son Kacha be sent to him. He will learn the mantra and return." Kacha took the leave of gods and came to Shukracharya. He bowed to him and stood before him. Shukracharya inquired of who he was and why he had come to him. Kacha replied, "I am a Brahman Kumara. Hearing your fame, I have come to learn at your feet." Shukracharya's only daughter Devayani was standing by her father. She liked the Brahman youth and requested her father Shukracharya to accept him as his pupil. Shukracharya agreed and Kacha started staying with him. The demons did not approve of this, as they suspected that the gods would learn the Sanjeevani mantra from Shukracharya, and then it would be impossible for them to win a victory over them. Therefore, when Kacha had been in the forest for bringing Durva, the demons killed him. In the evening, when Kacha did not return home, Shukra by intuition knew that he was dead, so he recited Sanjeevani mantra and brought him to life. Kacha then came home. Once again, Kacha had been to forest, the demons killed him, and then pieces of his body was thrown in all directions. Devayani again showed anxiety for Kacha. Shukra again recited the Sanjeevani mantra and brought him to life. Devayani was his only daughter, and Shukracharya had great affection for her. The demons now contrived to kill Kacha on Ekadashi fast day. They then mixed his flesh in wine and offered it to Shukracharya for drinking. For the third time, when Kacha was missing, Devayani wept and requested him to bring him to life. Shukracharya realized that Kacha was not seen anywhere but was in his belly. He told Devayani that Kacha was in his belly, and if he is taken out, he himself would die. Devayani said, "You are bringing to life all the people and saying that you would die? How is this? Kacha is my soul. If he does not come back, I will give up my life." Shukracharya says, "Besides myself, no one else knows the Sanjeevani mantra. There is a condition that this mantra should not be divulged to anyone. And if it is heard by 6 years, that is 3 people, it will lose its effect. This is a problem with me." Devayani said, "Teach me the mantra. I will recite it and make you alive." Shukracharya says, "The Shastras prohibit telling a mantra to a woman." Devayani, who was greatly dejected, said, "Then you may live with your mantra happily. I am giving up my life." Saying so, she fell on the ground senseless. Shukracharya brought her to consciousness and gave her the Sanjeevani mantra. When he was reciting the mantra, Kacha, who was in Shukra's belly, also heard it. Shukra recited the mantra and Kacha came out of his body, tearing his belly. Subsequently, Shukracharya fell dead. Then Devayani recited the mantra 3rd time and Shukra became alive. Thus Kacha heard the mantra and made it by heart. Now Kacha folded his hands and said to Shukracharya, I have studied at your house so far. The demons do not allow me to live peacefully here. Kindly therefore allow me to go home now. Devyani interrupted, I have made you alive thrice. I love you, you should marry me. Kasha said, being the daughter of my Guru, you are my sister. You made me alive from time to time, and so you are like my mother. If I marry you, people will blame me. Hearing this, Devyani felt sorry and at the same time she was enraged. She cursed him, your learning will be futile. You will forget all that you have learned. Kacha said, you have cursed me in vain. You will marry a person other than a Brahman. Your father has taught you Sanjeevani mantra against rule of all Shastras. Hence it will not work now. Saying this, Kacha went away. Seeing that Kacha had returned, Indra and other gods were delighted. The young wife then requested Sri Guru to suggest some vrata. Sri Guru said, I will tell you a vrata by which your saubhagya will be perpetual and your husband will get prosperity. This vrata was told by Sooth to the rishis in former days. In this vrata, you have to worship Sri Shiva every Monday, observe fast on that day and keep control over your senses. This vrata can be observed by married women, unmarried women, widows, young and old persons of both sexes. Chaitra Vamana was a pious king in former lives. He had a daughter named Simantini who was beautiful and good-natured. Once her astrologer said that all the stars in her horoscope were good, but she would be a widow at the age of 14. The king and others were extremely pained to hear this. Once, Maitrayani, wife of Yajna Valkya, came to king. Simantini requested her, kindly tell me a means by which my saubhagya will be perpetual. Maitrayani told her to observe Monday Vrata and said, by observance of this Vrata, your desires will be fulfilled and you will get all prosperity. Simantini therefore began to observe this Vrata devotedly. Simantini was married to Chandrangad, the son of Indrasen of the famous Nil family. With due festivities, Chandrangad stayed at Chitrayarma for some days. Once he went to Kalindi, Yamuna river with some friends. They were traveling in a ferry boat. All of a sudden the boat sank in the river. Even after diligent search, no trace of Chandrangad was found. Simantini and her parents were in great shock to know this. Indrasen and his wife were deeply grieved. He lost interest in affairs of his kingdom. Taking this opportunity, the enemies conquered the throne and put Indrasen and his wife in jail. The dead body of Simantini's husband was not found, so she was prevented from the observance of Sati. Srimantini continued her Monday fast and even the worship of Shiva. When Chandrangad was drowned, he was taken by the Naga Kanyas to Vasuki in Patal. All the persons in it were like serpents. Takshak, the king, had 1,000 hoods and was sitting on a bright throne. Chandrangad was brought before him. Takshak inquired about him with affection and assured him about his safety and asked him to live there happily. After some days, Chandrangad requested Takshak, I am the only son of my parents. I am recently married and my wife Simantini is only 14 years of age. My parents' wife, mother and father-in-law must be mourning deeply for me. So kindly arrange to send me to them very soon. Takshak gave him nectar to drink and offered him costly clothes, ornaments and precious stones. He also gave him a swift horse and a Naga Kumara to accompany him. They instantly appear on the bank of Kalandini, where accidentally, it being a Monday, Simantini had also come with her female attendees for bath. It was the very place where Chandrangad had drowned. Looking at him, Simantini said to her attendees, who is this celestial person coming out of water? I remember to have seen him before. Please inquire. Chandrangad looked at Simantini and began to think, she appears like my dear wife, but how is it that she has no Mangal Sutra around her neck and kumkuma on her forehead. He descended from the horse and came near Simantini and inquired about her with affection. Simantini asked her attendees to narrate the incident. The attendants told him 3 years before her husband had drowned here in this river. She is continuing her Monday Vrat in grief, and today, being a Monday, she has come here for bath. Her husband's kingdom has been taken over by his enemies, and they have put her mother and father-in-law in jail. Simantini then asked, "May I know who you are, God or Gandharva? Why are you inquiring about me?" She recollected the face of her husband and began to mourn. Seeing her dejected, Chandrangad held her hand in affection and told in her ears in a low voice, "You need not mourn, your husband will meet you on the third day. But do not disclose this to anybody." He rode the horse and went away with the Nagakumara to see his parents. When he reached the outskirts of the city and the Nagakumara entered the city, he told the then ruler, "Chandrangad has returned from the Patal with assurance of assistance from Takshak. Reinstill Indrasen on the throne with honor, otherwise you are doomed." The ruler was alarmed. He released Indrasen from the jail and seated him on the throne with honor. Indrasen embraced Chandrangad with affection. A message of joy was sent to Chitravarma, who, with Simantini and others, was greatly rejoiced to hear this news. Again, a ceremony like a wedding was celebrated, and Chitrangad and Simantini met each other. Chitrangad offered the ornaments, precious stones, fruits of Kalpataru, etc., brought from Takshak to Simantini. She attained all the glory due to observing Monday Vrata with great devotion. As advised by Sri Guru, young couples started observing Monday Vrata. Their parents also came there, bore to Sri Guru, and were glad to see good health of the couple by the grace of Sri Guru. They gave much in charity. Then they all returned to their place. The couple later on had children. They used to come to see Sri Guru every year and had all the prosperity.